Welcome to class, everyone. Today, we are going to explore the work of William H. Johnson, one of the most fascinating American painters of the 20th century. Let's begin with an overview of his unusual life and captivating art. In this self-portrait, painted around 1937, Johnson looks out at us, and perhaps at himself in a mirror, with an intense gaze. He holds a paintbrush in his hand, as if he were about to make a mark on the very canvas that we are looking at. Johnson was born in Florence, South Carolina, in 1901. At age 17, he moved to New York, where he studied art at the National Academy of Design. In 1926, Johnson moved to Europe. He met a Danish textile artist named Holger Krach, and they got married in 1930. Throughout the next decade, Johnson painted amazing visions of Scandinavian landscapes. His visual language, which was influenced by modernist expressionism, united an abstraction of form and an intensification of color in order to visualize a spiritual essence that he perceived in nature. Johnson's objective as a painter increasingly moved away from creating an illusion of landscape toward using form, color, and the materiality of paint itself to create a more direct visual impression on the viewer. In this mountain landscape, Johnson simplified the motif into interconnecting planes of color. In November 1938, Johnson returned to New York and settled in the Greenwich Village neighborhood. This relocation inspired new directions in Johnson's art. Paintings such as Café captured a daily vitality of African American life that had largely been absent in the history of art. Johnson developed a new visual language that combined the areas of flat color from his European landscapes with his study of figures in African sculpture. Motifs of southern rural life, inspired by both memory and imagination, frequently appear in Johnson's art. The immediate simplicity and then unfolding complexity of paintings such as Going to Church give a visual expression to the struggles and the steadfastness of African American lives. In the breakdown, there is more to this picture than we might immediately recognize. Johnson embedded clues, such as the figure under the car, for us to discover and interpret. Although biblical motifs were only a small part of Johnson's art, his contribution to the history of Christianity and the visual arts in the 20th century was significant. His painting Jesus and the Three Marys is one of the most powerful depictions of the crucifixion in 20th century art. This painting expands the history of Christianity and the visual arts by depicting Jesus as African American. And furthermore, Johnson's visually direct method of painting makes this image of the crucifixion immediately present for the modern viewer. As we look more closely at some of his works, we will see how William H. Johnson was one of the most conceptually sophisticated and artistically innovative American painters of the 20th century.